Alright, hey again, y'all. So this is actually going to be a new series that I'm gonna call the Expat Chronicles or Expat Files. Probably the Expat Files because I have something stupid I'm gonna do and I can concentrate a little more. So it is Saturday, the 12th of September, and on Monday we will have been living in Germany for 2 weeks. My damn quarantine is nearly over, and I could not be any more happy to not have to stay in the house. Although, I'm kind of lying when I say this, because I'm scared to death to leave the house. Not that I think anything's going to happen to me, not that I feel like I'm in like an unsafe place. I will reiterate this, every time I walk out of my apartment, I feel like I have 2 brain cells, and I feel like I'm stupid. So, but that's just kind of how I am. I'm a nervous wreck most of the day. So, but yeah, my quarantine is almost over. Basically, we had to take not 1 but 2 COVID tests, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. What else do I want to talk about? Some unique challenges that I realized that I'm gonna have living here, and I was like, I didn't think about this. In the long laundry list of shit that I was worried about, I wasn't thinking about this, and now I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So, let's begin with being here for 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, and having to take 2 COVID tests. So, the company that my husband works for sent him to go work for, like, not another company, but, like, within the United States. He got sent to go work with our armed forces. So, basically, that is why we are here in Germany. So, the requirements for Germany are a little less stringent than the armed forces are. Basically, in Germany, the rule is, as long as you take a COVID test and it's negative, you are free to, like, live your normal, everyday, average human life. Not the armed forces. The armed forces are like, fuck that. You need to take not 1 but 2 COVID tests. They damn well both better be negative, and you still have to do 14 plus 1 day of quarantine. So technically, in total, we have to do 15 days of quarantine, which is fine. Again, I am not ready to be on my own and traveling around and doing shit on my own because of my great deal of discomfort in the language barrier. I had to today, we went to go look at a house because the house that we were going to rent, I will get into that in a little bit, but that didn't work out. So my husband and I are waiting to see another house, and the lady from across the street was telling us in German something. We don't know because neither of our dumb bunny behinds know how to speak the damn language. So I had to break out the minimal fucking German that I know. And I mean minimal as hell. It's an apology, because that needs to be apologized for, and a question of, do you speak English? That is, besides potato and duck, that's like the only German that I know. So, I can tell you what a potato is, I can tell you what a duck is, I can tell you what an insect is, and I can apologize for, I can just apologize and basically ask, can you speak English? That is the extent of my German at the moment. So, and she was like, nah, son, I don't think she was like, nah, son. I wish I did know the German for nah, son, because that would be awesome. But, yeah, she's like, no, I don't speak English. But she was trying to tell us basically how to get in contact with the people that are renting the house. And I did the best I could. I think I made it make sense. But drinking apple juice. Oh, and that's the other thing I know how to read. Apfelsaft is apple juice. Because I get bad Charlie horses, and my mom is like, drink apple juice, it'll make those Charlie horses go away. So I've been drinking apple juice. And I'm drinking out the bottle like a schlub. This is like a giant damn juice box. What you want me to do? So get a cup like a civilized human being. I am not a civilized human being. I would not be classified as such. How dare you? So glasses will create a glare. So yeah. So basically, that's why I have issues with leaving my apartment, because I'm like, I don't speak the language, and I don't want people like, dumb bitch American, look at the dumb bitch over there. So, and I know nobody would say that, but it's just how I feel. So, but yeah, it's been fine. I mean, we were allowed to go to the grocery store, which there's been a lot of going to the grocery store, and they have a mall, which malls are dying in the United States. They are popping here. It reminded me of my youth as a teenager, hanging out with my best friend at Willow Grove Damn Mall, because the mall is always fucking popping. I was just like, what? I love going to the mall. It's just like people in the, first of all, people can actually interact with one another because, I don't know, competent leadership. But independent of that, people can actually go to the mall. You have to wear a mask when you go to the mall. But people are in the mall. It's not like two people wondering where their lives went wrong sitting in the mall. The mall here is popping. And I don't know why malls stopped being a thing in the United States. But they are a thing here. And that brings me so much joy and happiness. Because, yes, I was one of them 90s bitches that would hang out at the damn mall with my best friend, walking around, talking trash, because I was broke, so I could never buy nothing. But it was nice to be able to window shop at the mall, talking shit, eating fries, talking shit, just being in the mall, talking shit. It's my youth. It is my tradition, and I am so sad that the youth of today in the United States do not have that proud, ridiculous tradition, because it was wonderful. And we buy shit online. Buying stuff online is beautiful. Trust me. I bought so much shit from off of Amazon toward the end of when we were living in Florida that it was fucking ridiculous. It's so bad that Amazon isn't really as big here because they don't have, I don't think they, one, have Prime, and two, you have to pay for your delivery. I have 3 things sitting in my Amazon basket, which goes into the unforeseen thing that I'll get into. But I had 3 things sitting in my Amazon basket, and they're like, oh, these qualify for free shipping on your first order. So, yeah, you got to pay for shipping here. But I think in Germany, they are really tightly regulated on, like, delivery stuff. Because, I don't know, they value their mail system. And I think DHL kind of is, in addition to the mail being, like, valued, I think DHL pretty much runs the damn show around here. And if you step on DHL around, because DHL, like, they have it in the United States, but it's usually, I've gotten a couple things recently from DHL, and the DHL dude, the last time he came to my house in Florida, was like, unless you specify, they will not leave stuff at the door anymore. So, but DHL isn't really a thing like that in the U.S. It's a major thing here, like, and I don't think they play. They seem like they're like the DHL mafia. Like, they might shank you if you try to encroach on their turf. So I wouldn't fuck with DHL like that. So I think that's why Amazon isn't as popular here. Like, they have it, and they even have like an Amazon locker I saw, but it wasn't like here. Which messes up the whole mall thing, because spending time at the mall talking shit is a glorious, wonderful, beautiful thing, and it needs to be a glorious, wonderful, beautiful thing again. So it's going to have to be a glorious, wonderful, beautiful thing here, because I miss going to the mall. I didn't realize that till we walked in there and the mall wasn't sad and lonely. And I was just like, God damn it, this reminds me of my youth. Fuck. So, I don't know. But, yeah, so... But I think I said all of that to say there's a grocery store in the mall. And that's actually a pretty decent grocery store. So that's where I've been getting my apple juice off of the sauce. Some spot called Tegut. You see that? It's backwards, but you see that, right? Yeah, so that's where we've been going grocery shopping. And that's how I found out the mall was popping. So, yeah. What else is the... Oh, the COVID test thing. So, the first COVID test was fine. Now, I don't know if y'all know this. I have a thing about nose shit, like stuff going in my nose. My nose problems. I don't know what they. I can't wait till we move. I can't deal with these sirens like that. It's 80 degrees today. I have all the windows open and I have 2 fans blowing in here. It's comfortable, but I'm gonna miss air conditioning. It's supposed to be 88 at some point next week. I'm just like, oh Jesus, I can't with this. It's in no air conditioning. I don't know what the hell is going on in the world. However, getting back to the COVID test. So, in the nose thing. So, I don't know where I get like this nose thing, but I can't watch people on the movies like snort cocaine. See what I mean? It bothers me. It's like, ugh. Oh, no, stop. Coupled with the fact that one time I was at my parents' house, this is when I was like in my early 20s, I was pretending snorting cocaine, making jokes to myself. I did it so much, I got a nosebleed. That didn't help the nose situation thing. So, yeah. But I have a nose thing. The last time I had to take a flu test, which was hilarious because I remember that day. I drove to the doctor. I had to go do a physical, just a regular everyday checkup, like a yearly checkup thing. I went to the doctor. I knew I had a cold and I knew I wasn't feeling well. I was like, we'll just go to this physical because it's hard. It was hard to get an appointment with my doctor. So I was like, fuck it, we'll just go. I drove over there not feeling the greatest. The lady at the front desk was like, what are you here for a wellness thing, or are you here because you're sick? I was like, it's a wellness thing. Whatever. So they took my temperature, and this was before COVID, mind you. And she took my temperature, the nurse took my temperature when I went back. She's like, you have a fever of 101. I was like, what? She's like, yes. She's like, you have a fever of 101. Are you feeling okay? I was like, I feel a little tired and a little run down, but I don't feel like I have a fever. Like, I wasn't, like, cold, because I know when you get a fever, you get cold. I wasn't cold. I felt fine, except really run down and tired. She's like, you have a fever of 101. I was like, oh, well, damn. She's like, well, we're not going to do your physical today. This is going to be a sick visit, because you're actually sick. I need to check and see if you have the flu. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And she's like, I have to stick this in the swab. She broke out a swab and was like, I got to swab your nose. Why? And I don't know if I said why, but I know my face changed. And she's like, you're going to be okay. And I was just like, I don't know about this. And every time she came with me, you see me backing up, that's what I did to her. I kept backing up till she literally had to back me in a corner and kind of hold my face because I kept squirming. I am not that bitch that does that. But that day, I was literally 150,000% that fucking bitch that she had to hold my face down and kind of beg me into a corner to get my nose swab squeegeed out to see if I had the flu. Upshot was I ain't had a flu. So imagine my bemusement knowing that I had to take a COVID test, knowing they have to stick shit in your nose. Was not amused. Does not help that there's some video online that some lady is sitting in her car after having a COVID test talking about they stuck the fucking swab into like what felt like her damn brain, and she feels like they took her soul out with the swab instead of checking to see if she had COVID. That did not help that situation. So the first time we did it, I'm sitting there panicking to this point. And y'all know this is like when I'm at my most anxious. My husband's trying to keep me from doing this because he sees me getting more and more wound up, and it's a drive-through. So as each car goes, I'm getting more and more like, sweet bloody fucking mercy, I'm not gonna make it. That doctor was gentle. He was like, stick it up there for 5. He counted down to 5. It was like 5 per nostril. It was fine. We go to this lady on Wednesday, or Tuesday, wasn't Wednesday, because they were closed, because Monday was the holiday, right? So we go over there, and she's like, she was really nice. That's the messed up part. She was so nice. She was like, your hair is so pretty. You look so nervous. And I was like, yes, because I don't like nose stuff. And she's like, well, I'm just going to stick it in, not too deep, for 5 seconds. She's like, I'm going to stick it in an inch. Boyfriend ain't told me that the last time. He was just like, I'm just going to stick this in your nose for 5 seconds, and that's where it's going to be. She was like, I gotta stick this an inch in your nose for 5 seconds. I was like, the fuck? She put that in my nose. I was like, ready to unzip my skin and crawl out of it and have my, like, organs and stuff running down the block, because that was awful. Then she had to do my husband, because she got me first. She had to do my husband. He's squirming all bad, which is in turn doubly making me want to unzip the innards and just have the skeleton running down the block, because he's squirming all bad because she stuck the trash in his nose. Fit to be fucking tied. I was squirming so much when my husband did it. Some dude that was helping the doctor lady saw me squirming. It was like, hi. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I want to get the hell out of here. So, yeah. Granted, both tests were negative, and I was scared to death that I was going to come up positive for COVID. But thankfully, no, I do not have COVID. So, that was a good thing. So, we still have to do tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and then, yeah, because basically, we got here Monday, the 1st, or whatever day that was. I think it was the 1st. And then we took the test the next day, that Tuesday. She said the quarantine doesn't start until you take the test. So the quarantine has started. So basically Wednesday is the +1, and I think Thursday is the day we're free. But Wednesday we have to do a bunch of stuff, because I got to get all this. My husband has to fill in all his paperwork, and because I'm his spouse/dependent, I have to fill it out too. And Raven is in the back going nuts. Raven, she is. These dogs can't take being in this tiny apartment. I can't take being in this tiny apartment. We're looking for a house. Which, let me tell you about this. So, we had an apartment a house that we were going to rent. We were all getting ready to, let me go console this pet. I'll be right back. Alright, had to get her calmed down. So, we were going to get this house in Leonberg. Turns out, the dude, basically, we had the contract, we were going to sign it, but all of a sudden, dude kind of was like hemming and hawing on us signing the contract. This is after this dude tells us, oh, I want you guys to have the house because you guys seem like really cool, and I want you to have the house. Well, that was a load of fucking bullshit, because he turns around the day before we're supposed to sign a contract and is like, oh, well, you're in second place because there's this family that wants it. Soon as he said that, I was like, you know the fuck what? I'm done with you, motherfucker. I don't need your spot. Your spot was nice, yes, but it ain't popping like that, bitch. So, fuck that. So, yeah, he gave it to those other people. My assertion is they were going to pay him triple or double, basically, what... Sorry, I'm giving them treats. What the original rent specified. And we had things that we wanted done to the house. Like, we wanted to take out these weird ass lights that were like shoved into like this slanted ass fucking wall in the master bedroom. And we wanted the house painted. There were a couple things that were kind of rickety and janky and fucked up that my husband was like, yeah, you probably want to fix that before you rent this. So yeah, at first he was all like, oh yeah, we can get that fixed, blah, blah, blah. And the bitch had somebody else in mind, I guess, so he didn't have to do any of that extra shit. Good. And it was bees in the fucking place. In fact, they weren't even bees, they were hornets. So, good luck with whoever fucking rented that. I hope your kid don't have a fucking bee allergy, because if they do, they are going to be real fucked up, because there were literal hornets and shit that I saw where their hole was hanging out right in like the basically roof of the house by like this patio. So what the fuck ever. So we didn't get that place. So now we're back on the hunt for a house, and it's just not been an easy hunt, and I can't wait to be done with it, because these poor dogs are in this apartment right now. Like, what the fuck? Our house in Florida was ginormous, and now we're in a 1-bedroom apartment, and these dogs are sitting here like, Where did I lie? What did we do wrong? And it's like, it's not you. Daddy is insane. And I keep trying to tell them that. But they're like, oh no. So I don't know either. So I hope we can find a nice place. It's not going to be easy to try to find something with a nice size yard for these dogs to feel like they have a space to call their own. But this apartment, while very nice, as they say, this ain't it, Chief. So I can't. So plus coupled with the fact that it's hot and it's going to be 86 one of these days, 86 or 88 sometime. It's going to be in the upper 80s sometime next week, and I'm not looking forward to it because, again, air conditioning is not a thing. And y'all, we live in a world of global warming. It's not like United States warming. It's global, meaning across the fucking globe. Get some air conditioning together, people, because it's going to be a factor of life when the planet is basically on fire. So get some air conditioning in these places because you're going to need it. I know last year when I was here, there was a town in Germany that had been keeping weather records for like 200 plus fucking years, and they had never experienced 100-degree heat. Welcome to global warming. Get some air conditioning in your lives. I'm begging you. So it's not painful. I'm sure you only really have to use it for like a week or whatever. So just get it together. In that week of air conditioning, you will be like, can we just get a because I'm telling you, you can't live in Florida without air conditioning. You will die. You will melt and die, and that's just what's going to happen. And it's going to be in that order. You're going to melt, and then you're going to die, and then you're going to find you in a puddle of dead meltiness on the floor. This is what happens when you live in Florida. And it's not even humid. I can't imagine if you threw humidity. It's that weird kind of like, it's that hot with no humidity, which means it feels like you're cooking alive in your own flesh. Which brings me to sunny point number 2, or whatever point I'm on. The unique challenges of being black in Germany. I hadn't thought about this. Now, it's not that I feel like I'm being singled out because of my race, because I really don't feel like I'm being like targeted or looked at weird because I'm black. Probably being targeted and looked at weird because my hair is purple, and a lot of the black women mostly wear braids around here, but I'm not into braids for myself. I like having my hair the way it is. So, but yeah, my hair. One, I can't keep moisture in it. I put so much oil in this, it was ridiculous, and I have basically brushed it several times before it got this tan. It's no moisture in the air here, and it just makes every strand go poof, and I can't handle it. Coupled with that, where am I going to get beauty supplies from? My husband and I were driving around, and we saw this thing that said Afro Supermarket, and I was like, the fuck? And we were driving slowly because my husband was driving in a slow lane because I refused to drive here. That's a story for another day. So we were driving around, and I see this Afro Super. I was like, the fuck does that mean? And I looked in. It was like relaxer in there and like some hair care supplies. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have anywhere to go if I need to get something dealt with my hair. That's not going to be a nice situation for me. And because, again, I don't have an address, I can't just order some shit from Amazon. And even then, I don't know if I'm going to be able to order stuff from Amazon because I looked to see what the specific conditioner and shampoo and conditioner that I use for my hair is. I had to pay a $26 import fee for my shampoo. Fuck that. So, I was unamused. So, I was like, where the fuck am I going to go get black beauty supplies? So, I looked and specifically typed into Google black beauty supply near me. Half them places, including that Afro Supermarket, had nothing. It was like a weave, not even a bundle. Like one said weave. My husband said when he looked in the Afro Supermarket, he's like, it had the hair, but it was only like 3 of them. Really? So I looked, and there is a place that I might have to stop by that looked like a normal, like big box beauty supply place, like the place I used to go in Tampa. I think it was called not House of Beauty, Beauty World, House of Beauty. I think it might have been House of Beauty. It had rows of like wigs and weaves. It had Vaseline. I knew when I saw the picture of Vaseline, I was on the right path. if you were black or aka African American, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because you can't call yourself a beauty supply warehouse or beauty supply place. You ain't got no Vaseline. So it had Vaseline, and I was like, okay. Okay, I was on the phone with my mom when I was doing this search too. And I was like, okay, they have Vaseline. Even my mother understood what that meant. If you were black, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Vaseline. Hello, Raven Pepper. You just have to be in videos, don't you? She has to be in videos. Here, look at the camera. Here. Oh, God. I love you too, man. I guess this is me needing to go. She like, Bobby, you running your mouth too long. Stop, don't sniff the microphone. Oh, you want... This what you came up here for? Thank you for biting my fingers off. But yeah, even my mother understood. Aren't you sweet? Even my mom understood that. There you go. That if it had Vaseline, it was a good beauty supply place, because it was like, oh my God, really? I had to go. The Vaseline. That's the bar now. Vaseline. If you have Vaseline, you have stuff for my hair. So, ow, thank you. Let me get out of here because she is wilding, and that is all I have for this episode of the Expat Chronicles. I would try to keep it shorter from now on, but this first almost 2 weeks have been kind of like, what? So, I will see y'all around at some point, okay?